Hello students, welcome to the plus 2 class chemistry video lesson. In this video, we will continue the chapter General Principles and Processes of Isolation of Elements. We know that the important metallurgical operations are crushing and grinding of the ore, concentration or benefaction of the ore, extraction of crude metal from the concentrated ore, and refining of crude metal. Till now, we have discussed about the first three steps. And in this video, we will study about refining of the crude metal. A metal extracted from its ore by any of the methods that we have discussed till now still contains some impurities and is known as crude metal. The impure metal is purified by subjecting it to a process of purification or refining. It means the process of purifying the crude metal is called refining. Depending upon the nature of the metal and the nature of the impurities to be removed, various refining methods such as distillation, liquefaction, electrolysis, zone refining, vapor phase refining, and chromatography are used. So let's study about each of these methods in detail. Let us start with distillation method. This method is used to purify the metals with low boiling points, means volatile metals like zinc, cadmium, and mercury. The impure metal is heated in an iron retort and the vapors are condensed in separate receivers. The pure metal distills over, leaving behind non-volatile impurities in the retort. The next refining process is the liquefaction process. This method is used to purify such metals which contain impurities which are less fusible than the metals themselves. That is, the melting points of the metals are lower than those of the impurities. An impure metal with a low melting point such as tin or lead is heated at just enough temperature to melt using a sloping hearth. The impurities with higher melting points do not melt and stay at the top of the sloping surface, while the molten metal flows down into the receiver, thereby separating the impurities. Next refining method, that is electrolytic refining, is also an important method to purify crude metals. In this method, the impure metal is made the anode and the strip of the same metal in its pure form is made the cathode. An aqueous solution containing a soluble salt of the same metal is used as the electrolyte. On passing electricity, metal ions from the electrolyte start depositing on the cathode in the form of pure metal, while an equivalent amount of metal starts dissolving from the anode into the electrolyte solution in the form of metal ions. The more basic impurities go into the solution, while the insoluble impurities settle at the bottom of the anode as anode mud. For example, copper is purified by the process of electrolytic refining. During this process, impure copper, that is blister copper, is made the anode, while the thin strip of pure copper is made the cathode. An acidified solution of copper sulfate is taken as the electrolyte. On passing electricity, copper atoms from the impure copper anode lose electrons to form copper ions, that is Cu2 positive ions, and enter the electrolyte. The metal ions are reduced at the cathode and are deposited as pure metal. The more electropositive impurities like iron, nickel, and zinc are passed into the electrolytes as soluble sulfates, while the less electropositive impurities like gold, silver, antimony, etc. settle at the bottom of the anode as anode mud. The precious metals like gold and silver can be recovered from the anode mud. Metals like silver, zinc, lead may also be purified by this method. The next refining method is the zone refining method. This method is based upon the principle that the impurities are more soluble when the metal is in its molten state than when it is in its solid state. This technique is used for obtaining metal with very high purity. This process is carried out in an inert atmosphere to prevent the metal from getting oxidized. In this technique, a circular mobile heater is fitted at one end of a rod of impure metal. As the heater is slowly moved along the rod, the metal near the heater melts. When the heating roller shifts forward, the metal to the left cools down and crystallizes while the impurities pass into the adjacent molten zone. In this way, the impurities keep shifting along with the molten zone to the right and pure crystallized metal is obtained on the left. This process is repeated several times till the impurities are completely driven to one end of the rod, which is finally cut off and discarded. Elements such as germanium, silicon, and gallium, which are used as semiconductors, are refined by this method. Next, we are going to study about vapor phase refining. In this method, the impure metal is first converted into its volatile compound by heating with a specific reagent at lower temperature. The volatile compound is then decomposed at some higher temperature to give pure metal. There are two basic requirements for this technique. The metal should form a volatile compound with a suitable reagent, and the volatile compound should be easily decomposable so that the recovery of metal is easy. Consider the purification of nickel. Nickel reacts with carbon monoxide to form volatile nickel tetracarbonyl complex at temperature of 330 to 350 Kelvin. Nickel tetracarbonyl is then heated to 450 to 470 Kelvin, where it decomposes to give pure nickel and carbon monoxide. This method is known as Mond's process for refining nickel. Another example of vapor phase refining is the Van Arkel method for the purification of titanium or zirconium. In this method, titanium or zirconium, which contain oxygen and nitrogen as impurities, are heated in an evacuated vessel with iodine to form the volatile titanium tetraiodide or zirconium tetraiodide. Impure titanium reacts with iodine at temperature 520 Kelvin to form titanium tetraiodide, and impure zirconium reacts with iodine at temperature 870 Kelvin to form zirconium tetraiodide. The metal iodide is then decomposed over a tungsten filament at high temperature to give the pure metal. Titanium tetraiodide decomposes at temperature 1760 Kelvin to give pure titanium, and zirconium tetraiodide decomposes at temperature 2075 Kelvin to give pure zirconium. The last refining technique to study is chromatographic methods. This method is based on the principle that the different components of a mixture are adsorbed to different extents on an adsorbent. The mixture to be separated is applied onto a stationary phase, and a mobile phase is allowed to run slowly over the stationary phase. The component which is more strongly adsorbed on the stationary phase takes longer time to travel than a component which is weakly adsorbed. Thus, the various components of the mixture are separated as they travel through the adsorbent, that is stationary phase. Depending on the physical state of the mobile phase and the stationary phase, and on the process of passage of mobile phase, chromatography can be of different types such as paper chromatography, column chromatography, and gas chromatography, etc. Let us know something about column chromatography. It is particularly used for the purification of elements that are available in minute quantities, and the chemical properties of the impurities are not much different than that of the element to be purified. In this method, alumina or silica gel is packed in a column. This serves as the stationary phase. The mixture to be separated is dissolved in a suitable solvent called the mobile phase and applied to the top of the column. Different components of the mixture are adsorbed to different extents depending on their polarity. Later, the adsorbed components are extracted from the column with a suitable solvent which is called as eluent. The components which are more strongly adsorbed on the column takes longer time to travel through the column than a component which is weakly adsorbed. Therefore, the various components of the mixture are separated as they travel through the adsorbent.